Monday, friends. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. We were going to be using Couture products tonight in this project. So when you hop on, say hi in the comments, tell me where you're watching from. I want to let you know also that I'm using an online platform called StreamYard. So I'm live in 3 locations this evening. I'm live on my business page. I'm live in my private Facebook group, the Robin's Egg Blue Creations Crafty Collab. And I'm also live on my YouTube channel under the same name, Robin's Egg Blue Creations. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to that. That way if Facebook ever gets wonky or shuts down for the day like it happens to do every now and then, you're always welcome to catch me live on my YouTube channel. But back to StreamYard. If you happen to hear me refer to someone else's comment that you may not see in your feed, because I'm live in 3 locations, they might be watching from a different platform, and they're also commenting from that different platform. Also, if you're catching me live or watching the replay in my Facebook group, make sure you give StreamYard permission to access your profile name. That way you show up as your profile name and not Facebook user in my comments. So I see that Stacia is on. I also see that Chris is on. I also see there's a Facebook user on as well. So welcome this evening to the project. I think that's all the housekeeping I need to get through. Tonight we're going to be using the Christmas tree cutouts, patterns, and the Christmas tree cutouts. So the cutouts are wood. They come in 2 different sizes. And then they also come with these stars. And I learned today, I didn't know this, but they are notched up here on the top so that the stars fit, hopefully fit right in there. Yep. I did not know that till today, so that was quite the pleasant little surprise. So you get 2 stars and 2 cutouts in each package, and they are double-sided. And so there are 4 patterns on the size C transfer. Because these transfers are reusable, I'm going to go ahead and write the name on the back. So these are the Christmas tree cutout patterns. And I'm writing the name of this on the back because after I clean it, I can return this transfer to the backer sheet. And I know that these particular transfer pieces go on this backer sheet, and that this is the back side of the backer sheet. They are reusable about 8 to 12 times. They are, depending on how well you clean them. They're also sticky back, so they will stick to your surface. And you'll notice that they also have cut lines. And so that you're welcome to cut your transfer completely apart. For now, I'm going to keep them and keep the backer sheet intact. So I am just going to pull up a portion of the transfer, and I'm going to take my transfer trimmers, and I'm just going to score down those cut lines. I see that Jason is on from the other side of the door. I also want to let you know I'm kind of working with my lighting, so it might be a little darker this evening, but I was getting a shadow from my overhead camera mount, and so I turned one of my overhead lights off. So I welcome some feedback. Hi, Kendria, how are you? Oh, you think you were the Facebook user? Yeah, sometimes Facebook kind of forgets that you've given them access, and so every now and then you kind of just have to refresh the access for StreamYard. I don't know why that is, but so I'm just trimming my transfer apart. I may eventually cut these apart. It just kind of depends on where I store them. I have storage for my size A 5x7 transfers. I have storage for my 8.5x11s. I have storage for my C size, which this is normally a C size, but technically it's a little more like an 8.5 by 11. I kind of store them by the surface that they can go on, and so they may eventually get cut apart so that I can store them with my 8.5 by 11 transfers. I just don't know yet, so I'm leaving them together. So I'm going to move, I keep moving these stars. I'm going to eventually lose them. So let's get our trees, and I do have an additional surface this evening that we're going to chalk on as well. So there are 2 smaller tree patterns and there are 2 larger tree patterns. So I guess we'll just start with this large one. And I'm going to pull the backer sheet away from the transfer. It's less likely to curl up on me if I do it that way. I'm just going to lay that on the floor. I'm going to get a towel out. So when I use a transfer for the first time, because it is sticky back, I want to lay a layer of lint down. And what that's going to do is it's going to put a layer of lint on the back of my transfer to keep it from being so sticky that it might pull or stretch when I pull it off of the surface. So I'm just going to do that a couple times. Don't worry, that lint washes away when you clean your transfer. You get the tip top. I have also waxed. I've sanded these a little bit, and I've also waxed them with the surface wax. And this is now in stock as of last Thursday. So if you're needing any surface wax, go ahead and snag some. So I've sanded it, I've waxed it, I've fuzzed it, and you don't normally have to wax surfaces, but if you're using either raw or painted wood or paper, then you do want to wax. That way it protects your surface and the back of your transfer. So I'm just trying to lay this down, and it pretty much just matches up with the Christmas tree. Ooh, kind of, if I lay it down correctly. I think that's as close as I'm going to get it. Okay, so I'm just going to burnish it down. So did everyone have a great weekend? Has everyone had a great Monday so far? So I'm just making sure that it's down. Sometimes you can even curl this sticky teal part down the side, and that kind of helps stick the transfer down a little better. Okay, so I think I'm going to use, definitely want to use candy apple, and I want to use sage, kind of that vintage look. So I think I'm just going to do the stripes that way. So I'm going to come in with 2 multi-tools. And I think I'm just going to what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just going to go every other stripe. I think I've got a hair. Yep. Got a hair right across the transfer that I can see. The silk screen. Okay, so however, there are 2 big stripes together up here. Let's do the red stripes. Hi, Adia. How are you? So what's everyone working on? If you're a crafter, what are you making? I know Stacya's a maker. Kendria's a maker. Adia's a maker. Okay, so I'm just going to alternate. I think that's the word I was looking for a little bit ago. I'm going to alternate the red and the sage. So I'm just pulling squeegee down the silkscreen area. And I think we'll do a few stripes of each. And then I'll pull it back to see how we are doing. Hey, Bonita. Good evening. Got all sorts of friends on today. So tell me, have you put up your trees yet? And if not, when do you plan on putting up your trees or tree? Kendria is working on ornaments. Okay, so let's do a couple of stripes of sage. This is such a pretty vintage green color. Probably should have done this one first because I don't want it to get into my red, or I don't want my red to get into it. Okay, so let's see what we've got so far. And I'm pulling it, I'm doing the paste and peel just because my red is an older formula and I don't want it to dry in my silk screen. Adia's working on bows, and more bows. She makes beautiful bows. Is your page, business page, is it A2 squared? Is that correct? You're welcome to link it in the comments if you would like. Same with you, Kendria. Anita says she'll put up her tree after Thanksgiving. We normally wait till after Thanksgiving. I think I may put our trees up, but I won't decorate them until after Thanksgiving. But we may just turn the lights on. Adia says, thank you. Yep, that's right. Yeah, you make beautiful bows. I did pull my Bodabra out the other day. It was super helpful just to help me hold all of my ribbons for my messy bows together. I think I'm going to go back. I think let's do our jade ones first. That way I'm less likely to pull the red in. Because if I get any green like there where the red's supposed to be, the red can cover it. But if I happen to get red where the green is supposed to be, that will be no bueno. Which I'm not being very careful. Okay. I think Stacia makes wreaths. And Bonita's been making some wreaths. I saw a Halloween wreath that she did. Also make sure, or tell me what the audio's like. I'm using a different microphone this evening. Is it too touchy? Does it sound weird? Can you tell a difference? Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with the red. I think my sage is okay because it is the newer formula. It has the little teal sticker, so it won't dry as fast as this red would. Okay. Kendra says the audio sounds good. That's good to know. Okay, so I'm going to pull these 4 stripes up. It looks pretty. Looks like a big candy cane. Okay, so let's make sure that this next stripe is down. Okay, so let's do the sage stripe right here. I think it's weird that that's a big stripe, but I think we'll go ahead and do it sage just to keep the pattern going. The lid on while I'm not using it. And so then we'll go back in with the red for these two stripes. So when you do decorate your trees, what's your style? What's your style and your colors? If you'd list those in the comments. Are you a traditional decorator with the traditional red and green? Do you decorate in a theme, and what would that theme and those colors be? I like the traditional colors, red, greens. Also, I've usually only had one quote unquote tree. And we just have all of our family decorations, things, the decorations that I had when I was little that my parents gave me, decorations that my husband had that he may have gotten, all of our son's ornaments that he's gotten were made. I think I might put a second tree up there, at least, and maybe do that as a theme. Okay. Stacia said you do snowman. I knew you liked snowman, and you do blue and silver. That would be pretty. Okay, I'm going to put my lids on for just a moment while we do that. I want to do the star, I think, or maybe we can do the stars later. I don't know. Maybe we should just work on the other tree. Okay, let's actually, before we do anything, I want to clean my transfer. I just like to clean them as soon as I can. That way they don't stain and they're not sitting over here in water. Kendria says her colors are lime green and sparkly white. That would be beautiful. Okay, so I just have my transfer over here in a little bucket. I don't set them in here for long. When I'm normally crafting outside of a live, I'll just take them to my utility sink, but I can't get to that right now. I mean, I could, but I'd be leaving you guys all by yourself, which I don't think is, I just don't want to do that. So, but in like workshops and things, we may use the tub. So when I'm using the tub, I just kind of scrub it on the bottom a little bit, kind of help get that paste off. And this is why I like to clean as I go usually, because the paste comes off a lot easier. And I have less staining. And the staining doesn't hurt the transfer, doesn't hurt the function of the transfer, but it kind of drives me crazy. It's what little OCD I have. I just prefer not to have my transfers stain. So if I can get them cleaned right away, I'll get it done. So I just took my board eraser, which works great to clean the top side of your transfers. And so I'm going to flip it over and put the sticky side up. And I'm going to get a disinfecting wipe. I don't use, like I have a baby wipe here, but I don't use those on the back of my transfers because sometimes those will have oils or lotions. And I don't want those on the back. The disinfecting wipe is really good about getting all that lint off that we put on earlier. Okay, so I'm going to grab my backer sheet that's down here. And then, because I'm notorious for letting my transfers dry overnight or a week later, I just have been trying to get into the habit of putting them right back on the backer sheet. So now it's ready to dry and ready to be put away. Put that over there. So now let's pull out our smaller tree. And I think, is that this one? Nope. Okay, so that one fits that one. So it must be that one. Although, you could get away with that one and just you'd have to cut off, which is kind of sacrilege. You could cut off the word Christmas. But it does fit. But I think it's made for, no, it's not made for that one either. Well, that's weird. There's only one for the big one. I really like this one, so I think we'll work with it. I'm going to pull it off. I'm going to put it on my towel. And I'm going to put that away. And we'll fuzz this one. And you can cut off, like when you get your transfer, you can cut off all this extra, which I'll probably do. It's just less fuss, less to worry about, less to clean. So I'm just going to give this a good fuzz a couple times. And if you don't have a towel, you can use your shirt. You can use your pants. You can use whatever. Okay, so let's just play with this in a little bit. Yeah, so you definitely have to take the word Christmas off, which just seems bizarre, but we're going to go with it. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it, making sure that part's straight. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay. So I think sage, 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 and then we'll do the rest red. Okay, I think we'll just alternate it like we did on the other one, but we'll do all of this part sage. So I'm going to bring my pastes back. I'm going to drop these down on the side just to kind of help with the getting it to stick. Okay. Okie doke. So now I think I'm going to, well, we'll see what I'm going to do. I don't know yet. I think we'll just alternate it like we did before. And I'll do the paste and pull. So we'll do a couple of lines of each. I just don't want that red to dry. So we'll go and we'll do love. And then we'll come in and we'll do family. And while we're doing this, be thinking about what colors we should do the stars. I was thinking of mixing Shimmer Frost with some Curry, just because I think Curry would look good with these three colors, but I kind of want it a little sparkly. Or we could do gold, or we could do silver. Let's do one more green. So let me know what your thoughts are. Okay, so let's come in and do some red. So we'll do Joy. And then we'll come in and we'll do Peace. And then we'll do Believe. I'm just laughing because of the next word. It's kind of an inside joke. Harmony. Yeah. If you've ever watched House Bunny with is it Amy Ferris? It's just one of the lines from that movie that's really funny. I always think about it when we hear the word harmony. Okay, so let's pull that and see what we have so far. Maybe I stuck it down good. It's pretty so far. Oh, Anna Faris, not Amy Ferris. Jason says I didn't say it right. I didn't. But you just need to look it up. House Bunny with Anna Faris. Actually, Kendria, I made that turkey for myself, but if somebody wants to pay decent money, I'll sell it. But that was just, I only bought one of those cutouts from Home Creations. It was kind of just a new project. But if somebody was willing to pay for it, I'd sell it. I showed my boss a picture of the turkey this morning, and he says, just out of curiosity, how long does it take you to make one of those? I said, 3 days. I said, all in all, about 6 hours total, if not more. I said, I'm a slow painter. It probably took longer than 6 hours, maybe 6 to 8 hours. Okay, so I'm just going down the tree some more, alternating between sage and candy apple red. Have you guys thought about what color you think I should do the star? Okay, so this one's the last green. Yeah. Door hangers aren't really, I mean, like the door rounds are popular and door wreaths, but like the door hangers, I don't think they've caught on here in Kansas quite yet. But I'm going to make it my mission to get them to catch on. Door rounds are a thing, though. Okay, then one more word. Speaking of traditions, do you guys have any traditions, Christmas traditions that you like? Are you thinking, Kendra, are you thinking gold for the star? Oops. There we go, chunk right there. Okay, let's put these two away. Oops, the star stuck. So I'm just kind of pulling it slowly in case there's a spot that I've missed. Okay, so I'm going to dry that just enough that I can get it moved. Those look pretty together. I love that sage color. It's beautiful. I tried to get it lined up very well, so there's a little more white space on this side, but are you meaning specifically Couture or just little tchotchke things like this in general? I'd say these little tchotchke things in general. Couture is kind of catching on. It's still relatively new. They're only a 4-year-old company. And so there's still a lot of people that haven't heard of it or seen it or even tried it. Bonita says, I'm guessing that if we want the word Christmas on the tree, we need to use that transfer on the big tree cutout. Yeah, but it still didn't, I don't think it fit. When we clean it, we'll see. And I may, let's pull the catalog out and see. It just didn't look like it fit to me. Let's pull my catalog out here. Let's see what they, Christmas tree. Yeah, I'll have to dig through it because. And then we'll clean it and we'll see what. But we'll look through here and see. I probably should go through here and mark everything. I know there's an index, but it didn't seem very helpful at the time. Or wait, are these? No, these are in the other. I don't think I have. Those are in the, not in that catalog. They're in, let's pull my iPad out here. Sorry, you're going to see the back of my head. Let's pull up. I think they're in the Holiday Suite catalog. So they do, just from looking at the picture, they have it. It is on the big one. Sorry, the lighting's not very good. Let's put it this way. I can figure out my iPad here. They do have it on the big one. There's just a lot of space around the edge. So it does fit on the big one all the way. I I honestly hadn't ever looked at the picture. There's just going to be a lot of white space. And yeah. So you can put it on the big one. There'll just be a white border. So there you go. Okay. So now let's put these to the side. And let's clean that transfer. Just because I'm goofy like that. I'm glad I was able to answer your question because it kind of befuddled me too. Obviously, I haven't looked at the catalog very well. Okay, so I get our board eraser out. You can just use the same wipe. Okay. So we'll get our transfer back out, or our backer sheet. And I think instead of doing the back side, I want to do this other surface that we create, that I made earlier. I think I want to use one of these other transfer, or this same transfer we just used. Now I got to, instead of doing the same color combination again, plus I still need to do the stars. So this is just my famous 5-gallon paint sticks that I've braced together in the back. I took some brown acrylic paint and some black acrylic paint, and I kind of marbled it together. It was more brown than it was black. And instead of completely mixing it together, I just marbled it. And then I used a baby wipe and painted or stained the paint sticks. So you get the kind of this dark stained color. And then I just took some white and kind of dry brushed it over it and then sanded a bunch of it off. Just kind of an old, worn look. And so I'm going to fuzz this because it's super sticky again. I'm almost tempted just to do black. I don't know what color. I think I might do a solid color. So what color do you think would look good? We could just do green. Or we could do one of the shimmers. And I want to try to put it up high because I have these stems, or these sticks that I wanted to put on. I think that'll work great. And I have waxed this already. Okay. I think I'm just going to do black. Call me weird. I already have that out. So we're just going to grab my black. And I'm going to use a larger squeegee. So I know Kendrick Chalk Couture, does it sell well in your area? Well, that's kind of a loaded question because there's because you can sell Chalk Couture product and you can sell finished goods that are made with Chalk Couture. I don't sell a lot of product personally, except for from my online store, because I just don't carry a whole lot of product. I have a lot of retired transfers that I Bonita says black. I'm kind of going for that rustic farmhouse look. Do you have any other color suggestions? I guess I could do What about just a sage tree? Would you think that would look better? This black smells funny. Let's put that over here. Let's just do sage. So I mean, at the larger shows like Vintage Days, I know a lot of people sell product. As far as the finished goods, yeah, I sell quite a few of my finished goods, either at vendor shows or at my at the booth that I have in a kind of a creative marketplace boutique. Let's just stick with sage. So I hope that answers your question. It kind of just depends on how you work your business. I just don't. I guess I'm selfish and I just buy all the stuff for me. I just buy what I want to use. And what little product I do have on hand is mostly duplicate transfers because I've bought out a lot of designers of my friends that were designers. So I have a lot of, if I have duplicates, then I put those in my stash to sell. Bonita, you think this is a better color choice than black? I was just trying to go that farmhouse vibe, but this is still farmhouse. People like this sage green color. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. And this one probably won't have a star, just because I didn't leave room for it. Let's put that back down and kind of rub the spot that I missed. Sometimes you can put it back down and either rub your finger on it or add more paste. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my finger. Let's see if that worked. Nope. It's just going to be it's just a distressed spot. Okay, so let's dry that one. Okay. Let's put that to the side, and then we will wash our transfer again. And as you can see, they dry really quickly, like 5-10 minutes. If you put them in between a towel, they'll dry even faster. Why did you doubt me? That's really pretty. Yeah, it is really pretty. Black would have been pretty too, but I'm kind of glad you talked me out of it. I'm not much into the farmhouse look. I love the look of it, but I have to have color. I can't just do all white and black. Hey, Ashley, I saw that you were live earlier. I'm going to have to go back and watch yours. I love the farmhouse look, but it's just not enough color for me. I do like buffalo plaid, but but I do know my market. Most, lots of people like farmhouse, so I was trying to make some stuff not in my wheelhouse. Okay, so let's put that back on the back sheet, and that can dry. That can dry. So now we just need to put the finishing touches on each of these. Let's move my... So I have to do these stars, which I don't know. I'm not a big gold fan. You love the farmhouse look. I love it, but it's just not personally for me. I just don't know what color. Let's just experiment, because I'm good at that. I'm not good at matching colors together. I would probably go silver, but I also just love... I was going to try to mix Shimmer Frost and Curry together to get kind of a yellow, shimmery, mustardy yellow. We could also do Shimmer Black, Shimmer Shadow. I don't know. We could do silver. We could do gold. I'm not doing purple. Oops. We're not doing whatever colors just fell. Okay. Well, we already have... This is what I was going to do, but look, I forgot. I have Shimmer Harvest. So we could do that. We could do Shimmer Black. We could do Shimmer Gold. Or we could do Shimmer Silver. So what are what of those four colors do you like? Shimmer Shadow, Shimmer Olive, which was kind of what I was going for, Shimmer Gold, or Shimmer Silver. And then while you're deciding, I can glue on my little sticks here. I'll put that one in the middle. Okay, so let's put that one in the middle. So I'm just grabbing my glue gun, and I'm going to go straight down that seam. Bonita says Shimmer Harvest. Anybody else? Flip this around. Shimmer Harvest is under the black. Shimmer Shadow, Shimmer Harvest, Gold, and then Silver. She was drying. I was asking what color we should do the stars. Which are actually, it's just the insides of it won't be the whole star. It'll just be two outlines. So we have Shimmer Shadow, which is black, Shimmer Harvest, Shimmer Gold, or Shimmer Silver. No, actually, these aren't from my yard. These were store-bought sticks that I had left over from last year. I don't think I could get perfect sticks like that. But here is this sign, and I'll probably add some twine, just a twine bow and a jingle bell up here at the top. Amanda, hey Amanda, she snuck in. Amanda says silver. Kendria says harvest. Gold or harvest. Do they smell? Nope, they don't smell like cinnamon. They're just sticks. No such luck. Okay, so it looks like Harvest may have won, which is funny because that was going to be the combo I made. I forget about those shimmers. Though I do kind of like the idea of black, just for the whole vintage vibe, but let's just see what happens. Okay. Now let's get I think we'll just use this star. So Amanda, did you survive Oliver's birthday party the other day? I don't need those anymore. Okay, so let's grab our little stars. I have pre-waxed these. This is going to be fun to try to match up. So I'm going to attempt to do both of them without having to clean the transfer. So I'm just using my multi-tool, and I have the Shimmer Olive or Shimmer Harvest. It's kind of a golden yellow. Amanda, you did survive Oliver's party. You're pretty sure they all had a blast. I'm sure they did. You're like the party queen. I'm just putting this on the white part because I have fat fingers and I don't have any way to hold on to it. Okay, so let's move that one carefully out of the way. And I'm just going to drop this one right down on there. Kendria, going back to your earlier question about whether the Couture products sell well, there is a third aspect. I talked about selling product. I talked about finished goods, but you can also just purchase the materials to have workshops, and those do really well. I have a lot of fun with those. Mine aren't very big, maybe 2 to 4, sometimes 6. But that is another aspect, and I think those go over really well just because the products are so easy to use. I mean, I've made 3 projects in just in an hour. I mean, it took me 6 to 8 hours to paint one door hanger, but I had a lot of fun painting that turkey. Yeah, I teach people how to use the product. Sometimes we do a specific project. Other times I have a workshop that's just called Pick Your Project, where they can pick from any of my transfers and they pick their own surface, and then they get to make whatever project they want. Other times I have specific projects, like this Christmas tree project would be one. I did a similar workshop with the pumpkin cutouts and transfers, and that was a lot of fun. You can do DIY graphic tees with the inks and the transfers. I've done a tea towel workshop with the inks. Okay, I think I'm gonna let those dry just a tad. I'm gonna clean this star while those are drying. Oh, there went my black. And these shimmer pastes will leave a little bit of glitter on your transfer and at the bottom of your utility sink. But it doesn't hurt the function of them. Okay, so let's put this back on so it'll be ready to go. Okay. That is all cleaned up. So let's get our stars. I think they're dry. And again, there's a little notch right there where you put your stars. I didn't know that till today. That doesn't feel very dry. It is just like a paint party. You're teaching them the exact same thing. But the cool thing with Couture is that it seems it's a lot less intimidating for one. I didn't, to do all these letters, I didn't have to have, excuse me, I didn't have to have fancy hand lettering. I didn't have to, it's just, I don't know, it gives you creative freedom, but it also gives you boundaries or parameters if you need them. I'm not going to stick those in very far because I can see that it's a tight fit. So there are our two Christmas trees. Super cute. I just love that sage and red together. And then we have this Christmas tree, and I will add some I'll add some twine and a jingle bell up at the top later. But I think that turned out really cute. Thanks, Kendria. Okay, so I showed you a couple of different ways to use that same transfer. So if you don't want to invest in the tree cutouts, you can always use the transfer just on a random surface that you create at home. You can use them on canvases. Like you could do a cute little reversed canvas. Would look cute. Thanks, Ashley. I am addicted to paint sticks. I have quite a few signs in the making with paint sticks, so stay tuned for that. So I will be live again on Wednesday at 7:45. I greatly appreciate you watching this evening. If you wouldn't mind tagging your crafty friends, spreading the chalk love around Facebook, that would be great. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you can always watch me even if Facebook is down. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Let's see, I have one more comment. You need to go buy more. Last time I went to Menards, I think I bought the last 5 packages, but I'm sure they probably have a ton all the time. So they're my absolute favorite to, they're just an inexpensive surface, but it looks really cute when you add embellishments to it. So I will see you guys Wednesday. If not, then I can catch you on Friday or Saturday as well. Don't forget there's a Friday giveaway on the Friday evening lives. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, what there is of it. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you later. Thanks.